What is going on, everybody? Patrick Carr here at Blue Collar Media Group, bringing together two powerhouses in the industry when it comes to blue collar work. I've got Luke right here from CompanyCam, and obviously we've got David from JobProgress. Fellas, thank you very much for joining me.
Glad to be here, man.
Thanks, Patrick.
Appreciate it, guys. So first, I want to start off with this. Luke, for people who maybe aren't familiar with CompanyCam, can you give me a 50,000-foot overview of exactly what the product is?
I'll do my best. I've got a little practice, but I seem to go sideways every time. CompanyCam is trying to solve this problem for contractors, which is that you can't be everywhere. You've got this work happening at all these different jobs, and you need to document it. You need to cover your ass. You need to be able to communicate and do accountability. You need to be able to find the things that you captured on that site. And CompanyCam is just about trying to make that super simple across your business so that any, whether it's a roof repair guy or a plumber, that they can take pictures, videos, capture information on site. It'll be organized, and then you can put it to work for your business. That's the simplest explanation, I think.
Seems to make sense to me. Now, David, what about the JobProgress side? Can you explain a little bit of the 50,000-foot view there?
Sure. I think JobProgress has grown over the years essentially as a run your business platform. So it's more or less the software of record that a company would use to literally connect all of the parts of their business, the operations, the production, the finance, the sales, management, support staff. Everyone who's contributing to workflow can come on through our software and interact in order to get stuff done and move opportunities from the first phone call to the final payment.
So let me ask you a question then, Luke, because I've seen CompanyCam work separately by itself. Why integrate and work with a company like a JobProgress? What's the advantage to even doing the integration in the first place?
Yeah, so David said he was gonna, and I quote, kick my ass up and down the we are trying to do this piece, like this sort of simple piece it's pretty universal across contracting businesses. They all kind of have this problem, and so we're biting off this piece and trying to do that thing like the best. But David ran through this huge list, which like makes my head hurt trying to think about doing all those things. But your business is way bigger than that. And our software becomes more valuable and more helpful to you when it connects to like JobProgress. And then the photos roll right in. All that info, that you're capturing in the field in CompanyCam is just sort of available for your estimating, your accounting, your invoicing, kind of all these other pieces. And so contractors don't want to manage a bunch of different systems, but they will use different apps if they talk to each other. And so it really, from like running a software business, it's really good for both of us because it's better for the customer.
And David, I know personally that you're approached by a number of companies looking to integrate with JobProgress. I know you're selective about it. What was it about working with CompanyCam that interests you into taking that next step?
I would say it's probably more than one thing that interests me about CompanyCam. One, I love the people over there. I think that's the first thing that grabbed my attention. Number two, I love the marketing. And I think number three is probably the most important. It's purpose. Like Luke said, JobProgress's job is to provide a contractor the ability to run their business. But you have to understand that even without software, there are a lot of contractors that don't necessarily do that even without software. They just do the work. And what's really great about CompanyCam is if we're looking at 10 contractors and 2 of them might want to use a JobProgress or even one of my competitors, no problem. The other 6 to 8 would definitely get involved with a CompanyCam because it gets them sort of acclimated to using software in conjunction with their business at a level that they feel comfortable with. So it's really like a breeding ground for familiarizing yourself with digital tools. And that's why, like, guys who come from CompanyCam and they're like, we love CompanyCam. Can we learn about JobProgress? When I hear we love CompanyCam, it makes my job so much easier because they're used to clicking, they're used to saving, they're used to understanding that this is a tool that's super important. And guess what? If you want to build on that success, let us introduce you to a JobProgress or whatever other tools, right?
Yeah. And so here would be my question. And it sounds like a lot, Luke, has evolved when it comes to CompanyCam over, let's say, the last 18 months to 2 years. What would somebody who maybe looked at your product 2 years ago, what would be different from it then as compared to maybe using that product today?
That's a great question. We always want to focus on this core thing, which is capturing photos, videos, the kind of like visual content from the project and making that as simple as possible. So, we've made the app faster and kind of cleaner in those regards, but that's still our bread and butter. Now we are moving from what I would call unstructured capture, like your camera, you point it at whatever. The camera isn't telling you what to capture, right? And that's been kind of how we've always done things. And we're moving into the more structured capture where you can build in these kind of to-do lists or these capture lists of what you need to capture, and it'll kind of walk you through capturing that. We are building in collaboration tools so contractors can share projects across one another. We've added in like a marketing layer where you can put a little widget on your website. It's like this beautiful kind of project explorer thing where you can publish directly from CompanyCam to your website. And so we've taken that core piece of capturing in the field, and we look at that as like a resource that contractors aren't tapping very deeply. It's kind of like they're sitting on this oil field of all this content and all this kind of interesting history. And we're trying to help them make it more valuable across their business in different ways. And so we're just kind of continuing down that road. But I think all the features I mentioned weren't here. I mean, hell, they weren't here 8 months ago. So they're definitely new and exciting. But yeah, that's what we're up to. And we got big plans for the future, but that's where we're at now.
You make a good point there, because you talk about being in the field and being able to capture those pictures and probably making it dummy proof for somebody out there to say, okay, these are the pictures that we need. You're not just pointing. We're going to tell you what we need out there in the field. David, one of the biggest things I know I've talked to your clients that they like about JobProgress is the app itself and working out in the field with your app. Mm-hmm. Can you explain to me a little bit, because maybe someone's confused. If you've got CompanyCam and you've got their stuff, we've got your app working in the field. Are these things that communicate with one another out there when the contractor is doing their work?
I mean, I would say absolutely. So if you are a user of CompanyCam and a user of JobProgress, whatever you're doing in CompanyCam, it will mirror that activity in JobProgress with respect to the customer and the job. All of the assets that Luke is talking about can then be used in our system to do things like sales enablement, to build proposals and estimate templates, where we take that information and allow you to then actually create things that you can go and use to actually close deals with your homeowner customers. And so, and by the way, Luke was right. You're not only using it for that, but some of these other cool marketing tools that CompanyCam is coming out with and other add-ons increase the value of that asset down the value chain. And Patrick, that's with operations, with production, with post-marketing after the job's done. And so like this loop all starts with collecting the right information at the right time. And we're just happy that, we have this type of relationship with CompanyCam because it's a real value add to systems like mine.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, put crap in, you're going to get crap out. So if you're able to, in the beginning, to document the job properly, and then when you're working on that proposal on the back end through JobProgress, it automatically is going to be better information for the customer. It's a better experience for that individual. So two questions, or I guess my final question for both of you would be this. Luke, you talked about the evolution over the last 18 months and the things you guys have offered. I got a little bit of a sneak peek when I was at RoofCon a couple months ago of some of the things you're going to be offering in the future. What should someone expect from CompanyCam 6 months down the road? What's down the pipeline?
Absolutely. Okay. Not big secrets, let's say, but we at CompanyCam want to be the best way for a contractor to capture information on site. That is our mission with our app. It's like making that seamless and easy and then getting it where they want it. So that's to JobProgress, that's to their website, that's in CompanyCam so they can communicate around it. We are going to run this open system that shares it around. But what we're really pushing into right now is building out what I would call like a capture experience. you know, right now it's kind of like a to-do list. It's some of that. It's pretty simple, like take a picture of this or get this thing done and document that you got it done. But we're trying to go deeper into say, we want to obsolete the notebook. Like many contractors are carrying a phone and they're writing things down on paper. You know, it might be a worksheet in a sense or a notebook. And we want to be the best way to basically obsolete that notebook, to capture it all in CompanyCam, and then to put it to work through whatever system they want it to work in. But just to be able to create these seamless experiences where anyone, I mean, you really can go out and capture the information that needs to be captured. You know, it'll help with like training, maybe even have the homeowner go capture it for you. But that idea that should just be simple and straightforward, and it shouldn't involve like a bunch of different tools, but then it has to be useful to you. Like, again, that is so much more useful when all of that data rolls into JobProgress and lets you do the things you're talking about, you know, build a proposal, output like an inspection document or something like that. Like that is way better. And we don't want to do all of those things. We want to do this one piece really well and then connect around.
See, I think of the worst case scenario, Luke, when I talk to contractors and they have a customer that's upset, somebody that's not happy, and you look at them and you go, well, talk to me about what you documented. Show me the pictures. Show me what you got. And it's just, it didn't start in the beginning with easy documentation because one guy took it on his phone. The other guy took a video over here in production. Left hand never talked to the right hand. Bad information goes into a CRM, and then everybody ends up losing in this thing in the end. So the final question that I have for you, David, is similar to that, is what comes down the pipeline now for JobProgress. As I've seen you continue to innovate month after month through different integrations and what you're doing for contractors.
You know, JobProgress, since I guess 2017, we've grown tremendously. Our platform, if you couldn't even compare, like Luke said, 8 months ago, CompanyCam was different. I know exactly what he means by that, because it's like Christmas every 6 months, you know, when you look at your own platform, because we have a really close feedback loop between us, our customers, our integration partners like Luke at CompanyCam and others. And when you're really listening to what contractors are wanting, and then you're able to lead from your perspective, you know, we're looking at things like using information like Luke is talking about with respect to photographic information, things like that. But from a perspective of both interior and exterior, there are two separate sort of worlds there. And a lot of these new contractors that are coming aboard JP are companies like painters, interior remodelers, people who are doing work for plumbing or HVAC inside. There's a lot of ways to use information now and connect it to measurements with LiDAR. I'm sure, you know, Luke is familiar with that, and things they're going where they're scanning and understanding what's inside of a room. And so in the next couple of months, you're going to be seeing new ways to connect internal residential remodeling information into measurements that could perfectly and seamlessly allow you to create sales enablement documents to be able to estimate those type of interior remodeling sort of jobs, right? And so that's kind of cool. And then the second thing is reporting. You know, I don't know if you have any reporting sort of in CompanyCam, Luke, but that's a huge beast onto its own. And we're coming out with a new reporting module that allows you to build your own reporting. It takes a few hundred database elements in JP and says which rows and which columns do you want, and you can build your own report. That's been a long time coming, so that's coming out in December. So I'm happy about that as well.
What I like is what you guys have been able to do together here. I like what you said, Luke, about staying in your lane and being the best at what you do. You know, if you're going to document a job, then we're going to be the damn best at documenting that job. And those reports, it sounds like that you're building out, David, you know, if the reports aren't going to be anything unless the documentation in the beginning is done correctly.
That's right.
I mean, so, you know, it's a seamless, it works very well together. And I'll leave this final thing for either one of you want to answer it. If somebody wants to, you're using one of your products and wants to get involved with the other, who do they contact? How do they make that happen so that they're using a JobProgress and a CompanyCam together? How does that work?
Well, I can tell on my side, but Luke, you want to go first about on your side?
You know, I was just pulling up the page. So I believe, yeah, I mean, If you, I know from our side, it's you go to companycam.com/JobProgress, and we have like a special deal for JobProgress customers, and we're building out a little better inside of our app way to get into this stuff. But companycam.com/JobProgress, you get a special deal there if you use JobProgress, and then in general, if you talk to any of our if anyone mentions the word JobProgress to any of our like customer success or our sales reps, they'll like hook you up directly with maybe not with David, but with someone over there that can help you get set up, help you get the integration running. But I mean, it's so popular here. We like made a web page so that we could make sure to help those people get set up properly.
And that two-way street, Patrick, literally happens on a daily basis. It's not even like once a week or we have salesmen that know their salesmen, and it's that kind of relationship. On our end, if you're using the platform, not from the mobile, but from the web perspective, from in the office, if you go into a tab in settings, CompanyCam has its own section in our integration partner section. So it literally says CompanyCam and has it all there.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Well, the reason I wanted to bring you both together, obviously, Luke, I said I met some of your people at RoofCon. David, I've known you guys and your team for a while. I think there's a great partnership here that more contractors need to take advantage of, and being able to document their jobs properly, save their butt, watch out for yourself, make sure you're doing it right. But then obviously, I'm a fan, David, of what JobProgress does and how they pull from different industries, not just roofing, but you're pulling from everywhere, man, the best of everywhere. So I appreciate you both coming together today and talking to me a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having us, Patrick. This was awesome, man.
I appreciate it.
See ya.
Absolutely. Thank you.